Hey, it's Joseph here. Today we are looking at this product right here, Logitech StreamCam. And Logitech has sent me this product for me to do showcase video like this. Let's go ahead and look at the overall packaging. It states that it has full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second. So that is pretty much the standard when it comes to overall webcam quality that you want to have for your streaming or just the overall online meeting type of things. And also it does state that Logitech Capture, which is a software, enables you to create and share high quality video content with ease. Yeah, it's got USB-C. It kind of looks like this. And currently I'm using Canon M50 as my main cam, and that's what I usually shoot on. However, we're gonna try and improve our overall webcam quality by using this one right here. And over here we've got the camera immediately, and it's showing some sort of tripod feature, and then I need to unclip something and turn 90 degrees somehow. And here is the camera, and then perhaps some wires and some paperwork, which I may or may not go through later on. I like figuring my way out. And here is the film. So yeah, the lens element is quite big. It is much bigger than I thought it would be. So that is a good thing, because larger lens element, larger sensor, the better quality of the videos that you can expect. And this seemingly like some sort of tripod feature that folds out. Interesting, and it does rotate as well. And the overall wire is quite robust. It looks quite long as well. I would say that is about 6 feet or so, and then USB-C on the other end, so that is fixed. It is not detachable. And then somehow I could perhaps replace this clip. There's another clip included, so you can just put this on, and then there's a 1/4-20 thread that you can mount your regular tripods into. So either you have a regular tripod or small feet like this, you can just thread that in and then mount in there as you would like. So that's convenient. So you can just stand it like that however you want. If it has a ball head, I guess you could use that too. And interestingly, there is this kind of, what should I call it? So I guess you can either do it this way or that way. It is quite modular in that way, or this one as well. So either you can do it kind of like this, which is kind of vertical, I assume, or horizontal by doing this. And I'm only guessing this is horizontal because there is a written character up there. It says f2.0 3.7 mil, which is a focal length and the aperture size. And then it does say 1080p. I wonder which way is the right way up, or does that matter? Does it rotate by itself? I don't know. And also the feet itself that was originally included has these sort of mechanism that folds in and out that allows you to mount on top of the monitor quite easily, or just use this as a feet on the floor like so. You can angle it pretty much however you would like, so you can just kind of aim it the way you want and then rotate it the way you want. And in this case, I don't have a monitor for me to show you, but I'm gonna use this laptop and then basically mount it like that, and then you can just angle it however you want. Let's go ahead and connect this USB-C to see what kind of image we can expect out of this. And we are seeing the image upside down, so let me go ahead and rotate the camera. And I guess the 1080p wording has to be on top, and I actually see an LED indicator that's indicating that the StreamCam is actually on. Right off the bat, the quality is quite well improved. The definitions are all there and much sharper than what it used to be. So let me go ahead and turn this around. Such an improvement. So overall, the definition is much better than what it used to be. Magenta reddish tone, which is not something I prefer. I guess the webcam is kind of doing that processing. The skin tone is a bit magenta, possibly due to my shirt color, but I can also reduce the amount of light. So let me actually do that. So is that a little bit better? I reduced the overall light and it is able to pick up a lot of light even though this room is quite dark at this moment. So the sharpness is there and everything is looking quite good. So how does that look? So what an improvement that I was able to achieve by upgrading the webcam to Logitech StreamCam. So this is a bit time after I did the initial shooting of the webcam, but I wanted to just do a bit of a comparison in terms of the picture quality. So here is the webcam that I'm using out of Dell XPS 13 2-in-1. So just notice that how the overall color is looking and how the exposures are working and overall resolutions are. So here is a bit of autofocus test. It's a bit hard to tell when you have only 720p of resolution. So with the Logitech StreamCam, we can expect much better quality. So let's go ahead and switch over in the same exact situation. It's actually situated right next to the laptop webcam, so we can compare it. So this is now switched over to Logitech StreamCam. You'll see that everything is much better lit up and exposed much more properly, I would say. The colors there more and the scene looks brighter, so it is more adequate. And you can see that a lot more tech sharp image that you can get out of the Logitech StreamCam. And I also have noticed by default the Windows camera app was shooting in 1080p 30 frames per second, so I've increased the settings to 60 frames per second. Now I should be shooting in 60 frames per second. However, in the final recording you probably won't see it in 60 frames per second since I usually do the recordings in 24 frames per second. So you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference, but I just wanted to let you know that you can indeed go up to 1080p and 60 frames per second. And the next step that I wanted to showcase was the Logitech's Capture App. So let's go ahead and launch that. Okay, here, so I suppose I can just go to next and look at some of the features that are available. Okay, I am launching the Logitech Capture App. So initially we can actually change the theme of the overall look. I prefer darker. However, if you have it in a lighter scene, it sheds more light onto my face. So we'll just kind of leave it at that for now. So let's just kind of go through the menu a little bit. You can set up different type of sources depending on what you got. And also here are some of the effects that you can apply. And then you can set certain type of resolution or frames per second and then microphone, that sort of thing. But the main functions are all listed here. So you can go to changing the source if you would like to do that. Currently, I only got Logitech StreamCam. The first thing that you can play with is the frame rate versus exposure priority. This will come into play more so if you're in a really dark scene. I'm not necessarily in the best lit condition because you kind of saw that with the Dell XPS 13's webcam that the overall scene was kind of dark and not as saturated. However, this StreamCam is handling that quite well. So even if I go in between frame rate versus exposure, I'm not having much image quality changes. And you can do backlight correction if you wish to. In my case, I don't do that and still looks fine. I'm wearing a blue shirt, so there may be a little bit of blue wash in here, so you can change the auto white balance if you find that that is not working for you. So I can just kind of drag that across depending on how you want to set up your white balancing, but I think it's fine with the auto, so that kind of becomes fine for me. And in terms of the audio channel, I can either choose dual mono, meaning there's only one channel, versus stereo, or I can set up image stabilization, because if I were to type something and bump the laptop because of the monitor or the laptop could be shaking a little bit depending on what you do, this may be a little bit distracting if you're doing a lot of typing or things like that. So the screen kind of shakes, therefore the camera shakes. However, if you were to turn this on, and then the same bump will not impact the scene as much. Actually, I'm bumping it and it's just kind of steady there. However, it does zoom in a little bit further to just kind of crop out the area. So that's something that you can enable if you feel that that is necessary. And also you can set the auto frame on so that it just kind of zooms into your face and kind of tracks it, is the idea. However, I find that a little bit distracting, so I usually turn that off. And obviously you can set the autofocus. That was something that we had discussed, either focus on my hand into my face versus if I were to turn that off, there's none of that really happening. It's just the exposure that's changing. So auto white balance, we kind of touched on it, and you can set different type of image settings. You can turn on the anti-flicker if you would like to, and you can also set up the chroma key. So if you have some sort of backdrop and then turn that on so that everything blends into void, you'll see that one of my box back there was a green, and you'll see that it just kind of goes away as I turn that on. Kind of cool, it actually picked up that one. And if we go to the advanced settings, we can turn that on, and there are going to be some checkboxes that are going to be available. And one of the things that I had noticed is that the webcam that's in the laptop flips the image whilst this one doesn't. So I can actually enable that and then flip that over so that you can see the image in more of a mirrored condition. So this is my right hand that I'm showing, and that's what I see on the screen. Sometimes that's easier depending on what you want. And if your camera is somehow mounted upside down, you can flip it. In this case, it doesn't work, so I'll flip it right back. And yeah, this is pretty much what you can do. Again, if you wish to, then you can make it dark. And another thing that I wanted to kind of showcase was that instead of having the webcam mounted on top of your laptop or some sort of monitor that you have, it's kind of important to have the webcam kind of above your eye line. And currently the laptop's a bit short, so I'm kind of looking down, therefore it's not giving me the most flattering look. So if you want a bit better look for the online meetings and video conferences and such, then you can get something like this, which is a short tripod. It could be anything that kind of elevates. It could be boxes or any sort of tripod, but this is sort of the tabletop tripod. It doesn't have to be this specific one, it could be any other. However, I'm trying to use also the other mount clip that was included for the webcam, and it has a 1/4 thread in here, so you can basically mount this onto any sort of tripod feet that I kind of showed as well. And it has a ball head, so you can just kind of angle it however you want. And the best part is the fact that you can kind of extend the legs, then you can have it standing next to the laptop, which is going to be taller than my laptop screen, therefore going to give me sort of a better angle, if you will. And also sometimes looking at it dead center is not necessarily the most flattering look. Sometimes it's better to have it off the side. So we'll just kind of attempt that in this case to see if it actually improves the overall look. So I took away this mount off of the webcam and I'm just moving it over. Now the webcam is about eye level to me, and it's slightly off to the side where it used to be. So this is sort of the angle that you can expect. And for the best part of streaming or online chats and video conferences, you do want to talk to the webcam or the camera, but occasionally you will have to glance down to the screen. That could be a little bit distracting, and that's sort of the downside of having the webcam above the screen. If you wish to, then you can get it closer as we were doing before, but this is sort of the angle that you can set up depending on what you want to do. But that flexibility is available thanks to this kind of clever clamping system where you either use this one for your monitor and your laptop versus the 1/4 mountable clip that it was included with, and you can rotate however you want. So it is quite versatile, I must say. So I think that is it. If you have enjoyed this sort of unboxing and sort of the testing of the StreamCam from Logitech, then please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel if you want to continue watching these type of videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Bye.